Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Bolano and Jonathan Agudelo from Freedom Mortgage. Oh,
Yeah, from Freedom Mortgage.
yes, and sorry, I'm getting caught up. We're trying to get everything set up. We had to start a little bit later today. We had a lot of real estate stuff going on today, and as you guys probably seen on the Bolano Home chapters or Instagram and such, that Steve L started football today over at Darlington Braves over in Pawtucket. So it was a big day. I got whacked in the back by a water balloon by one of the people that we sold the house to, Mr. Brandon DuPont. So if you get to watch this at all, thank you for that. It was like being hit in the back with a rock.
That's why he wanted our kids to play football.
I guess so.
That's
they had a big water balloon fight today, so it was pretty intense.
Nice.
But it was fun.
Makes sense.
So as I'm getting started up right here, one of the things I just want to let you guys know, I'm going to let him run on and start telling you guys about what we're doing once again. Go through that 5-minute blurb. Yep. But what we're going to be talking about today is accepting an offer, inspections and appraisals, and getting the clear to close. So we're going to jump into that kind of stuff today. What we've covered so far, remember this is a seller's talk, so this is the hashtag let's talk, so bang. We've talked to you guys about, is it the right time to sell and why? What is the first step? What do you need to know? CMAs, properties listed, and now it's showtime. How to handle showings, open houses. So those are all in previous videos. Receiving offers and negotiating, different types of loans, Jonathan told you about last week. And then this week, like I said, accepting an offer, inspections and appraisals, and then getting the clear to close. I'm going to let you take over from now. I'm going to get everything lined up on our Facebook, and we'll start rolling.
All right. So as of right now, if anybody is joining in right now, we can't really tell until he connects us all together on that one page. But if you are connected with us, thank you as always for joining us. So yeah, just a quick reminder, let's talk. It's really just to talk mortgages, talk sales, real estate sales for the buyers, the sellers, people interested in what different programs there are out there. Pay attention. This information can be very useful for you. We will be having what do we got next week, right? Or no, the following week we'll be doing the prizes. If you answer, we're going to have 3 questions. If you answer any of those questions correctly, you will win a $5 Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Also, if you share this live video as we speak, you share it while we're live, you will be entered in a hat, and we will enter your name in a hat each time that you do it. And when we pull out your name, we will give you a $20 gift card to the store of your choosing. So please, please, please share. This is just to reach as many people as we can, inform as many people as we can, get you guys educated and get you guys headed in the right direction if you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, what have you.
This is not playing nicely today, guys. So if you guys are, I see Alicia, you guys, you just shared the video, so I want to thank you first and foremost. As always, this is never easy, is it? We're always just trying to get this going. Let's see. Boom, so that one's up. So we're trying to get to Agudelo's page right now. Give me 1 second, and we will be, oh, there you are right there. This is working out beautifully now.
All right, perfect.
So let's close this out. Oh boy, that is quite the mugshot right there. If you've seen Agudelo's last video, boy.
None of them, when they catch that still shot before the video, I'm never making a normal face. I don't know why.
Figures.
Maybe it's because my face is not normal. But
well, if you are on my status today, you've seen that if you're
lose.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get into it.
Aye.
Wifey is on here.
Yes, she is.
Miss Vasquez.
Yes.
Soon to be Miss Agudelo.
Yes.
How far away are we from there?
Couple days, over a week.
And so,
literally.
For those of you that aren't familiar, what's going on in the next couple of weeks for you?
Next couple of weeks, basically, in like 10 days, 8 days, 9 days. I really don't know the math, which is horrible. But next Sunday, I'm getting married.
Congratulations.
The Floof and I will become the Floofs.
The Floofs? Is that technically how it's going to go?
I wish we could change our name to the Floofs on paper.
Nice. So whenever you guys have to get in touch with Mr. Agudelo, just call him Mr. Floof, all right?
Yes.
All right. So we're on here right now. Justin Moss, I see that you're on there. How you doing? Katarina. Lisette, showing crying face over here. Alido. And Nikki, how you doing? Gene Carlos, my man. How we doing? Gene, I work with at another place. Good guy right there. Let's see who we have on Agudelo's page. Jennifer and Lou still, and we're going to keep an eye out for everybody else. So moving forward, what have we talked about so far? Because I didn't get to hear any of this.
Well, I just reminded everybody to share this live video.
Share. That's the bottom right-hand corner.
So you can go ahead and enter for a chance to win a $20 gift card to the store of your choosing. Also, make sure to pay attention. There's going to be a few key points, and once we get to that week 5, we will be asking 3 questions, and the 3 people that do answer, or the person that answers all 3 correctly, will get a $5 gift card.
Right. So rolling into this, we're going to go into accepting an offer. So as I said earlier on, when we first started rolling, we kind of went through the whole entire seller's process and what you're going to expect while being a seller. Last week we talked about the negotiating standpoint, how to talk about offers, how to get through the offer points. But now you're just accepting an offer. What does that mean? That means that an offer came through that had a deal that worked well for you, per se. How can I say that in more detail? Or
So you basically, you're confident, you're accepting an offer because it's A, either the price range you want, correct? Right. B, you're confident with the lender they're working with or what seems to be their pre-approval.
Correct.
You may, sometimes it's a personal thing, you know, you might like this couple story or this single mother, single father story, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to ride with this offer. It's where I want to be and whatever. The moral of the story is you feel confident in this offer that A, it's in the price, it's the price you wanted, or we're willing to go that low, let's say, for example. B, you believe they are a strong candidate to easily close this loan rapidly. I think those are the key points on there.
And to feed in off of that some more, one of the things that you might want to pay attention to when accepting an offer is how much of a down payment are they putting in there? Because if they're only putting, let's say, like $5, then what kind of down payment is that? Granted, no one's going to do that, but it just lets you know that there's a chance that they might back out, because how attached are you to $5? I know $5 is a pain in the butt to lose, but I mean, you get over it. But if someone's sitting there putting $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 down, I mean, that's less likely of a chance of them backing out if things keep going well.
Goodbye to that money.
Correct, and letting that money be forfeited.
So this is an important note to my buyers out there as well that are watching this. This is what sellers look at. Sellers say, hey,
oh boy,
this person's putting down $500. This person's putting down $3,000. Yeah, they got more skin in the game. They're more likely to sit there and say, let's go through with this whole process.
Right. So some other types of offers that you might get, buyers might ask you to pay their closing costs. And so there's ways of them putting that in there so that way maybe they give you an extra $5,000, or they just give you a solid price and they say, and they still want you to pay their closing costs. There's ways of doing a number of different things out there, and those are things that you're going to want to work out with your real estate agent. I'm not going to go and plug through every single one of them because I already talk enough.
It's a case-by-case thing.
Correct.
Anyway.
But there's something to be aware of that's things that you're negotiating, and your real estate agent should be there over your shoulder showing you these things and explaining to you what each one of them means in the grand scheme of your entire real estate transaction. Because some may seem better than others, and it's almost like a game. But it's negotiating, and you're trying to figure out what works best for you, and it's good to understand the details. So so that's accepting an offer, and that's kind of what to expect from a high level. Just to give you a heads up, guys, if you do want to ask any questions, Marie, how you doing? What do you call it? If you guys do have any questions, please, as always, drop them on here. It doesn't have to be about what we're talking about. If you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, granted this is the sellers series for us, please tag them in the videos. Moving on though, inspections and appraisals. From your standpoint, what are inspections and appraisals? And then I'll jump into it from the real estate.
All right. So inspections are basically your last, as a buyer, they are looking to see if there's any defects, anything that they're going to have to put a lot of work into,
right,
or possibly ask you as the seller to do the work on, in order to be able to either pass FHA inspection, pass any regular inspection. In regards to those inspections, you want to make sure that, if there's defects, if there's stuff in the house that you're not going to address, I'd say it's very, very important, because I see this a lot from the other side, is it's very important to address it right up front. So it eliminates somebody that's not willing to do that work, to get a 203K, for example, to get the work done, or somebody that's a cash buyer, but they're looking to buy a house that's move-in ready, not have to do any work.
Right.
You eliminate those people and stop, and you don't waste your time and get yourself to that closing table and get your money, which is your ultimate goal, faster. In regards to appraisals versus the inspections, the appraisals are very important to make sure that you and your agent have come up with a fair price based on the market, something that it's going to get you what you want, and it's going to keep you. It's going to basically confirm that you guys are where you should be. Granted, appraisals will be off by a couple thousand here or there, 3,000, 5,000, something like that. But if you do your homework, you usually, if your agent, for example, Mr. Bolano here, does his homework and gets everything lined up as well and compares with everything that's out there, should be pretty close in the ballpark.
Exactly.
In order to be able to, and those appraisals, those inspections actually kind of sometimes go hand in hand with the appraisal, because that inspection can, if Mr. Bolano here knows a lot of people are going to be putting in FHA offers, and this and this here is not going to pass FHA inspection, FHA appraisal. So that inspection gives you that chance to decide as a seller, am I going to fix this and possibly and keep a more open market, keep more people available to buy it? Or am I going to kind of shut some people out and be like, nah, you know what, I'm not taking care of that.
Right. Now, from the real estate standpoint, I'm going to jump into this a little bit different than what Mr. Argodella just did for us. Letitia, how you doing? Just saying hi over there. Thank you for joining. Everybody that keeps joining, we appreciate you guys showing up.
Absolutely.
Stick around. We have a lot of good stuff for you. So back to you sellers. From a real estate standpoint, when you're going through inspection and appraisals, treat that just like you would treat a showing or an open house. And what does that mean? That means all bushes, all grass, your yard, have it cleaned up. Curb appeal is huge. Why I say that is because this inspector, this appraiser is going to come in and they're going to try to find out what's wrong with the property, because the appraiser is working for the bank and the inspector is working for the buyer. And if you have your best foot forward and you show the house off the way it's supposed to look, then there's less likely of a chance of them finding things that are wrong, and not to hide things, but for them to lessen the value on the property while going through it. For example, you come into a house where the grass is overgrown, they already have it in their mind that something is going to be wrong with the property.
That the owner is negligent.
And they're going to form a bias immediately right off of it. And that's a key word that I keep going into with a lot of things. And you want to try to prevent that up front. So the moment that they come up to the house, you want everything pristine. And I'm going to split up the difference between the inspector and the appraiser from a real estate standpoint in a few seconds. But you want to have that kind of stuff taken care of. You want to have the house tidy. If you have a real estate agent that does staging, or somebody that can stage or interior design and kind of set up your property so that way you don't really have any of the personal effects, all the clutter out in the open, go throw it in tubs, go throw it in the basement in a corner where nobody really goes, and just let that stuff be disappeared. Make it look like someone's going through like Cardi's or Raymore or something like that, but really work on that feng shui or just that flow. All that stuff is going to be really important. And the reason why that's important for the inspector per se is because the inspector is going to come in, they're going to create this bias right off the bat. If the house is really nice, they might lessen the load of how bad things really look versus the opposite. But this is more important for the appraiser. And that is why, the reason why that is because let's say you did get into a bidding war and the price kept rocking up, and now you're at the point where you're at the tip of the market right now. You want the appraiser to look at this property and say that if this new buyer defaults on their loan and the bank has to take over this loan, the bank still has a really good chance at getting their money back. All right, because that's what the bank is trying to do. They're trying to protect their asset, basically, or protect their investment. And so if you can put your best foot forward, show that this is really nice property, that you have kept it up, that you did take good care of it, and that this is going to be a nice investment for them, then they're going to price it appropriately, and this might add an extra 10, maybe 15K to your property. It's gonna get you away from those nuanced ones and twos, thousands. Lisette also wants to add something. Can you give some tips on how sellers can get the most value out of their home?
For the appraisal.
For the appraisal, I should say. Lisette, I think I touched on that, and I know this is really delayed, so if I didn't answer that at this point, just shoot me a yes or no, or even drop in the text there and then feed in your feedback. I wish I had a phone right now so I could just throw it on speaker. Lisette's home right now. She's taking care of my son while we come and do this real quick. We know it's really late, but we appreciate all you guys for rolling through.
Yes, absolutely.
Sincerely. Wanted to make sure that we did that. The list. Oh, thank you. You're awesome. So, what the list is. So, for those of you that are going through the inspection and the appraisal standpoint, one of the things that we like to do, and I know a lot of other agents don't do this, so if you are an agent and you're seeing this might be something to be helpful for you as well. Put together a list of all the recent renovations that you've made within the past year or two. Put the name of the renovation. So let's say it's just vinyl siding. Put it in Excel or just on a sheet. Put vinyl, put the amount it cost you, and put the date that you did it. Then if you want to be really, really awesome, you can have the receipt handy and you can plop that on there as well to prove that this is what you paid. And so do this for all your big renovations. So if you got a new roof, you did the electricity, you did vinyl, you did, what am I missing? Maybe you did some big landscaping job, you put up new walls, you put in a new bathroom, put
any
all
additions
those,
or anything?
Yeah, any additions, put that all onto an itemized spreadsheet or itemized list and provide that to your realtor, and your realtor will take this to your inspector and your appraiser to say, hey, here are a bunch of CMAs, which is something else I should add in there, that the realtor and you should put together a list of CMAs together to put with this list to provide to the appraiser to help show them that, yeah, this is what the market looks like, but this is what my house is worth, and this is why. Give them the full proof. And the reason why this is, and I'm yapping away right now, so I apologize, but the reason why this is because not all appraisers are from this area. Sometimes they're from the next state, maybe they're a couple of states away. They're not familiar with your neighborhood, and so you got to educate them a little bit and let them know, hey, this is what we got going on in this area. This is what the market's actually looking like. Yeah, you probably did your due diligence, but we're the professionals in this area, so this is what we're providing you.
One thing I've noticed, and it's an example of that is Central Falls.
Right.
Central Falls is very small. We all know this, 1 square mile, right? But if you have, for example, one of those properties that borders Lincoln, one of those that borders the other side of Pawtucket, you're gonna have different values, different values in those different areas because they don't section it off. They're not like, okay, this Central Falls, these are the values in this area, or this, stuff like that. They go. There's a certain radius they follow.
Right.
Correct. So they might be like, all right, these 5 blocks, this is where it is, and it could be part of them are Central Falls, part of them in Lincoln, and it's going to give you that general. What do you want to say? That's the area they're going to look for the comparables.
Right.
So if you do it yourself along the same way, you're gonna be on the same page as them, and you're really gonna have nothing to fight back with and be like, no, it's not worth that much because you did it the same way they would do it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I think it makes sense. I think it's good. Hey Pam, how you doing? Pam's
Hello,
another
Pam.
agent or soon-to-be agent with Keller Williams. Thank you for joining. I hope that you like the show. So just to recap on a few things that we talked about so far. Wait, do you have anything else to say about the inspection or the appraisal? I think I hit a lot of good points for the real estate side.
For the inspection and for the appraisal, we touched a little bit on this last week, I believe, or the week before.
Right.
For the inspection and for the appraisal, make sure if you have a multi-unit, all units are available for those days, because it can delay everything if one of your tenants is not allowing the apartment to be seen.
Yes.
Get ready ahead of time. Warn your tenants. Let them know, hey, we're gonna have.
Yes, that is a
we're
great
gonna have an inspector come in. Hey, we're gonna have an appraiser come in. Make sure they know ahead of time so you avoid more delays. Because as a seller, I know what you want is to be able to sell that house, have that money in your pocket, basically. And the sooner you can get that closing, the better it is. And if you delay 1 or 2 or 3 days because of that, the tenant not being ready, not being prepared, and sometimes, hey, there's nothing you can do. But you do as much as you can to make sure that it's accessible, so you don't have to, 1, 2, 3 days turns into another week and a half delay on your closing, or 2 weeks.
Right. I think that's actually a really good point, and I'm sorry I didn't even mention that. I think so much about just residential properties that sometimes we forget about our multifamily brothers and sisters over there. And that the fact that they also have a world to live in that's a little bit different than the residential side. I'm actually making progress with these videos right now. I'm splitting these 2 windows up so I have
can
Jonathan's.
see everybody at the same time.
Right, right. So boom. I don't even think I got a chance to even post these on the event page either. So for you guys that are going to see this probably later on the event page, I apologize in advance. We're going to be working on times and dates. We're going to continue on Thursdays for a little while, but there might be a slight shift because of all the changes that are happening currently. Let's see, do we have anybody new on here? No, we do not. Let's move on. Clear to close. This is going to be one for you. Big one for you, mister. So I'm going to let you handle that one.
All right, clear to close. So basically, what clear to close means is...
Well, actually, before we even jump into that, I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah, fine, just kidding. I was kidding everybody. We're not clear to close.
Your inspection's good. Your appraisal's good. What needs to happen after that in order to get to the clear to close is probably the best question.
Okay, so there's going to be conditions for everybody involved in this process. There's going to be conditions for the buyers. There's going to be conditions for the seller. Sometimes, as an example, the appraisal. If the appraisal comes in and they're like, all right, you need to add a railing here and you need to replace this door in order for us to...
Hey, Joey, thank you for joining.
In order to pass the FHA appraisal. How you doing? So if you...
You could have been any more nonchalant about that. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
No, we appreciate you guys.
Never mind that Joey's family, but, you know.
Oh, well, then why is he on mine and not yours?
It's all right. My family
love you, Joey.
My family loves
I appreciate you guys coming by.
My family loves you better than me, man. So it happens. But where I was getting before Captain Distracto over here started, what was it? Correct. So the appraisal. If the appraisal comes back and they're like, you got to replace these doors and you got to add a railing here next to these stairs. Now that's now a condition for you as the seller because the buyer legally cannot be the one fixing these things before the purchase. So the seller, that's your condition now. Now you're like, okay, if I want this process to move forward, my homework is to get those get that railing in, get the doors replaced, so we can keep moving forward while the borrower is getting their conditions,
right? While
the agent is getting whatever he needs to get signed by whoever, while the attorney is clearing title in the whole nine. So yes, that's as a seller, you're gonna have your little list of things you need to do to appease the lender as well. But once you get past that, you get the clear to close. Clear to close means that obviously you did everything you needed to do. The borrower has now given the conditions to everyone they need, all the conditions they need to give to the lender. The lender has now looked them over and said, all right, this is good, this is good, this is good. If there was any questions, they asked whatever they needed to ask, got whatever response they needed, whatever documentation they needed. They looked over everything. Clear to close means we're good. All we need now is signatures. You set a date and you're at the table like Mr. Bolano and I are here, and there's a pile like this big and everybody starts signing.
Yeah, signing your life away for like days and days and days.
Correct.
And by the way, for those of you that like to do a nice signature, please, for the sake of everybody at the closing table, you don't have to make every single signature perfect.
Ooh, wait, let me backtrack on that one. Hold on. Because I have run into where people are trying to make it a little easier, and your signature on every other doc that we have is this big, huge, ugly scribble. And then at the closing table, you're like, oh, let's just make this a little line. And no, it needs to, if your signature is big, huge, ugly scribble, it needs to be big, huge, ugly scribble at the closing table as well.
Ignore what I said.
They're not going to be.
Joke. We pre-planned that, by the way. That was completely prearranged. So please just realize that was just a joke.
I had to throw it out there. The only reason I had to throw it out there is because actually, recently I've had we were at a closing where the borrower misunderstood when we were like, just make sure you sign your full name, and their normal signature was, let's say John Smith. But when we said sign your full name, then he put John Jeffrey Jacob Smith. And so they're like, okay, you've never signed like this before. We need this whole packet re-signed.
Wow.
And so, yeah, you definitely, sellers, buyers, everybody on there, do your signature how you would normally do it. It's, especially since it's your signature, it's not going to be extra work. You know how to do it. Boom, do what you do and keep it going.
All right. And
so, yes, thank you, Mr. Bolano. That was great advice.
That was actually great timing. So I can't be too mad at myself for that one. That one works out really well. For those of you that are watching I'm finally getting this over to the event page. I was having problems with that earlier, as we do every single week, because we're still at the beginning stages of all these videos. We're going through the growing pain stuff, so we appreciate your patience.
Even when we don't say real words.
Yeah, that wasn't a real word at all.
We're patience.
Well, I'm multitasking.
I think he means we appreciate your patience. Oh my God! See, that's what
See, now you gotta get to it.
All right, it's too late. It's too late. We're old. Past 8 o'clock just makes us like that. Look at the beard.
Let's see. Do we have any comments or anything?
Any questions?
Hector, how we doing, buddy? I appreciate you joining. Hector is an awesome dance instructor over in Providence. He holds a Latin night, salsa, bachata, some kizomba, merengue over on Sundays at platforms. So if you guys are not doing anything on Sundays and you like to dance or you want to learn, he teaches. Sometimes he has guest instructors come by, and they have a really great night over there. So, boom, if you got nothing to do on Sunday nights, I think they start at 10 p.m., but don't quote me on that. There's Providence Lotus events on Facebook that you guys can follow, but that's off topic. Carolina, John Dolbeck, Jessica Messier, Lisa Costa, how we all doing? Appreciate you guys joining. I think that's pretty much sums up everything. Pull the quick insert foot into mouth.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah, it's all for fun. But see, this is what this is about. It's all about everybody learning. It's all about educating everybody, and not everybody always has every single answer. So there's things like that come up that you just might hear that little nuance that you just didn't think of before.
And while we're here, I just thought of this, since this is for the sellers, and it's not exactly scripted. There is
not scripted
one thing that I wanted to mention that I actually have dealt with recently on one of my loans. So as a seller, you can be prepared for this stuff. When it comes to title, I would look into what everything is. Even if you're pretty confident, let's say this is the house you grew up in, and your parents left you this house, and now you're ready to sell, and you're pretty confident. Hey, this house was always in my mom's name, and that's it. And then come to find out it was in your mom and your aunt's name, and you don't know. I'd say before you're ready to roll, try and see. Go yourself. Go to City Hall. Go to wherever you need to go, and look at those records and see what exactly is going on, because there's always weird scenarios. There's one in particular I had was there was one lot right here, another lot here, and then there's a whole other lot way down here that's on the same it was recorded the same day but was not on the same deed.
Right.
But because it was recorded the same day, it looked like it was on the same deed. So this was going to be a loan killer. The deal was going to be dead. There was a whole bunch of homework that needed to be done, and finally it got figured out, and everything's good to go. But that could have saved if the seller knew exactly what it was, and we set it up that way. Was like, oh, hey, this and this may look funny or whatever, but this is what it is. Then we're like, okay, cool. We catch that ahead of time, and we don't lose those 3 weeks that you lose in that process. 2 weeks, sometimes a month, trying to clear something like that up. So just wanted to throw that out there. It might be helpful as a seller to go ahead and make sure everything is as you expect it to be or as you think it is, so you do not end up with any surprises that are now on your end. And along those same lines, make sure that there's no fees that you owe, no liens on your property with the city. I know Providence is a big one that you will have $150,000 in liens and have no idea. And all you have to do is go and take care of that one thing they're asking you to do. Cut down, fix the fence, cut down that tree that's overhanging, whatever it may be. And they might even forgive them all, Right. But they keep it high like that, and they keep it on there, so you have to fix it. So, again, that could be something that, number one, give you a heart attack. You're ready to sell your house. And
if I found out I had $150K in liens,
they come back, and I had a client, I had a borrower where the seller had a very big amount, very large amount of lien, but once he took care of what the city wanted him to take care of, got the proper inspections, did it, boom, boom, it was forgiven.
Nice.
So it's a good thing to look out for as well.
And also, when you do get to the point where the attorneys start jumping in, they will also find these things. And
correct.
They'll be helping you find this stuff as well. So
correct.
What he's basically saying is do your due diligence up front, so that way when it comes time to get to the closing table, and you've been through the inspection, the appraisal, you don't have any surprises between the appraisal going smooth, any fixes that you may have had to make, and getting to the closing table.
Yeah, because as a seller, you want this to go fast.
Right.
And if the borrower did everything they needed to do, the lender did everything, and you're ready to go, and then you're like, oh, crap, I completely did not know about this, and now I got to run around and try to get it taken care of, you know?
Exactly. All right. We got a couple people on here right now. I don't know if you want to go through the spiel of sharing the videos and just
Share,
that one more time.
Yeah, one more time. Just if you share these videos while we're live, you will be entered in. Your name will be entered into a hat. Every time you do it, it will be entered into a hat again. And each time, at the end of the 5 weeks, I apologize, we pull out a name, and that name will get a $20 gift card to the store of their choosing. Also, if you do pay attention to what we've talked about, what we've touched on that fifth week, we will have fifth week. I don't know what a fifth week is, but
you're making fun of me for all my making made up words over here, and now you're doing the same exact thing. What is this?
The fifth week.
It's
No, it's because there is going to be 5 John Wick movies. That's what it is.
Oh, is that
that's what I'm talking about? The fifth week.
Fair enough.
No, so
we're just making up stuff again.
Yeah, of course.
I thought I already stuck my foot in my mouth.
No.
It's not enough.
Just keep it in there. Keep
all
it
right.
in there. So that's
really professional today.
That fifth week,
obviously,
we will ask 3 questions. Whoever answers the questions correctly first will get a $5 Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts gift card.
I'm hoping they hold you to that one.
I said 20. I could have said cents, and then I refixed it.
So, good point. That was a good catch.
There you go.
But anyways, back to what we're talking about. So we have done. Wow, both of us. 3 weeks now of this 5-week session. Next week is going to be in regards to importance of marketing.
I want to mention one thing about next week. I'm sure Mr. Bolano will not leave you guys in suspense and delay it for you. I may not be here for the video next week because, as I said, I'm getting married on Sunday. So Friday I have my rehearsal.
Work or marriage?
Marriage if I don't want to be working and living on the street. All right. So yes, I want to say I'll most likely not make it, but if I can, I will definitely jump in because I do enjoy doing this and informing you guys. And
it's cool. You go enjoy yourself. We appreciate you guys coming. So maybe I'll get a guest speaker on for next week. Miss Jennifer Vasquez is probably cussing me out right now. Marriage. Okay, I'm sorry. Please. I was just kidding.
Great. Yeah, you get the marriage exclamation point.
Yeah.
When I get home, it's like, you better say marriage.
Oh boy. I'm getting beat up from both sides over here, both mine and hers. Okay, sorry. Hi, Pam. We'll talk about the positive stuff going on. We love you too. Moving forward, next week, like I said, we're going to jump into marketing, taking professional photos, virtual tours, drone images. Maybe we can have a guest speaker next week, and we'll bring you guys some more great content for all you sellers out there. And then on week 5, 9/13, September 13th, we're going to do a quick discussion, recap the last month and what we've basically spoke about for sellers, and then we'll go into the questions and the prizes. But just so that way you guys know, it's going to be a quick episode. The 5th week is always going to be a quicker episode because it's going to be geared towards getting those questions out and getting those prizes out, because we want to thank you guys for your loyalty, for joining us,
putting up with us,
for sharing, for the likes, for putting up with us, for the tags. As you know, real estate, loan officers-ishisms, it's all off of referrals. And so if you guys have anybody that you know that's looking to buy or sell, even if they're in the beginning stages, we're just here to help. They don't have to be committed to anything. All they got to do is just look for information, and we're just trying to get that out there, give you guys valuable content that you can use, so that way the real estate process doesn't have to be as scary. One of the things that I believe is that many of you people don't even realize this, but you can own a home. You have the possibility, and we can help you get there. We'll work our butt off to do so, at least. So I'm going to stop rambling, Mr. Agudelo.
I was about to become, it sounds like a Gonzalez or something.
I work with a Gonzalez. I work with a Gonzalez too, so yeah, first name is Jonathan. Just, it's a late night, you know.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, usually I'm I'm doing other things and not having to talk at this point. So
makes sense. Makes sense.
I think that today was a good day. Very, very informative for me. I learned a little something new. I hope you guys got something out of this. Do you want to jot down anything else? Or do you want to just finish my ramble?
I mean, if I can jot it down, but I don't think they're going to want to read it from here. But I can throw out there, just one more time. These videos are really geared for you guys to be educated, to make educated decisions when you're looking to buy, when you're looking to sell, whatever real estate move you're looking to make. So hopefully whatever we do throw at you, some of it sticks and you guys can use it to your advantage, whether you go through us preferably or you go with someone else. A lot of this stuff will be helpful for you as you move forward with your process.
Great. Well, in closing, once again, thank you. Share, like, tag, comment. We want your questions. We want your opinions. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. He'll see you in a couple of weeks after that. And y'all have a great night. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. I'll let you shut it off.
Yes, sir.